Kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again, here with part 5 of my reaction to the New Zealand Army Basic Recruit Training. So let's jump back in.
It's week 10 and the recruits have just got back from a relaxing 4 days break. At the Army's marae or meeting house, the instructors are preparing a rather different set of exercises.
This is part of the exercise Ngāti Tūmātauenga, which teaches them how the marae came about, bringing them together, that te kotahitanga, so that they understand the cultural aspect of being a part of the New Zealand Army.
This will be your marae phase. Half of you is going to be in the kitchen. Now here doing the hangi. The other half is in the marae, in the whare. Get into it.
This is interesting, we didn't have this when I went through. We were welcomed on to the marae, and I remember one of the boys, I think he might have been in Alpha Company at the time. He's currently in the regiment now, but he was fluent, or he is fluent in te reo, and he was doing he was doing the speech, I should say, on the doing the kōrero on the marae on behalf of us, or was he welcoming us? Can't remember all the details now, but it was nothing like what they do now, and nothing like what two of our children have experienced in terms of the cultural aspect of the New Zealand Defence Force, and in particular the Army. There wasn't even the use of te reo Māori in the New Zealand Defence Force, particularly in the New Zealand Army, from what I've seen, just wasn't like that when I joined the Army, and the New Zealand Army on Basic 295. It wasn't as prevalent as it is now, which I think is pretty awesome.
Now, head to the front of the marae.
After the freedom of being at home with friends and family, the memories of not having to take orders are still fresh.
It was different. You wake up early still, and you think you got all these timings, and if you're not doing anything, it feels weird.
Recruit Tawhaiti is causing a stir with his new haircut.
It's cricket, isn't it? Yeah. Hey. I'll be like wearing some sort of headdress. People will be like, "Far, nah, that guy looks normal." Bang! No, he's not.
I just went and hang out with my son. Sport him a bit too much probably, but my reason I'm joining is because of him. Like, I just had to keep that in the back of my mind and know that it's only 6 weeks that I have left. Like, it would just be a waste of those 10 weeks that we didn't get to spend together. So I always knew that I was going to come back. I did have doubt, but I was like, nah, I'm going to come back.
I spent one whole day in bed just watching movies and stuff with my junk food. I spoiled the family.
Oh, I went home with about like $3,000, and I spent way too. I've got like $1,000 left.
And I spent every single cent of my money.
This is our gateway or entranceway into the New Zealand Army, as it's the eyelet of a needle, and you got a thread that cotton through it. What colours can we put through that needle? Any colour. Looking around this group that we have at the moment, we've got all different backgrounds. Germany, Ireland, Samoa, so we are now a multicultural society. We are that in the Army as well. The marae has been designed to give us that one vehicle where we can come together as one unit, one organisation, and move forward.
To keep the oneness alive, the recruits will be sleeping under one roof at the marae. Originally from Germany, recruit von Kwiatkowski became a New Zealand citizen and is excited to be part of Maori culture.
I'm really honoured to be here too, like especially as a foreigner, being accepted in a marae. It's really cool, and especially now with the hangi. That's my first hangi now. It makes me feel like included, like welcome. I'm really looking forward to the haka as well, because I love watching the haka. It just gives me goosebumps all over the time, and so once we're gonna learn it as well, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is the real deal. Yeah.
we asked a man by the name of Te Kepa Sterling to write a haka for us. And it went along the lines of, Kia orite, hui kaumo, hei. I want to hear a nice loud ha, and I want to see the ugliest facials I can see. Kai, rua, toi. Ha! Iya, ha! Ha! Ka pai. Ko, mātou a koutou. Mo, what that is saying is we signed up to go to war. You didn't know what this was about, and we've actually arrived at the fiery gates of hell. This is reality. This is now what war is.
Leading the haka today is 21-year-old recruit Cruz Penne.
So it's nice and big. Bang, bang, bang. Ladies, there, there, there. Kawai. Wakinga ope tutawa a tupa towe mai. Hiya ha ha. Once your head's down, toro na kai waho. Kai waho. Wakinga ope tutawa a mo. Stop. Next one.
Doing that haka means a lot to me. I've known him for most of my life. Just to kind of actually lead that haka itself for the first time for Ropu for years. Yeah, proud man.
After all the lessons we've been getting about Ngāti Tūmatauenga, it feels mean to say that you're from here. I'm proud. So when we were doing the haka, I wanted to learn the words pretty bad. So bad, like I just wanted to scream it out when I was in the haka.
That's awesome. We didn't have an army haka when I went through. Would have been cool to, if there was one at that time. Not too late to learn it though. Grateful our boys know it, so I could take some time to learn it there. And it was nice seeing them perform it too at their march out parades and that sort of thing. So it's cool that there is that element of cultural tradition embedded into the New Zealand Defence Force and the New Zealand Army and Ngāti Tūmatauenga, the God of War, and having that, just embedded in there. It's really cool to see. It makes me think about my basic and think, oh man, I would have loved to have had something like that. Had we had something like that when I was in, it would have been cool. It was still cool though, without it.
You want the flavour of that to drip all over the meat.
As everyone prepares for the evening meal, there's a chance to relax and to learn about each other. In particular, it will help the recruits. The instructors have decided to move from Ngārimu to Elliot Platoon.
Oh, one of the males is a Maori, so he's in 2 section Goodley, tall ass fella. Is that dude right there?
He was real nervous and he wanted to know what everybody thought about him and all that kind of stuff.
I was sort of like a clown in our platoon slash section, and I was distracting people, and apparently they don't need distractions. Sometimes I do it in the corridor when we're supposed to be being sensible, and doesn't go well with the corporals.
As evening draws in, the tradition...
Oh well, and that get moved to another bit. It's interesting that they let those section commanders or corporals, sergeants move him to another platoon, but also a testament to that other platoon being willing to take him on board, give him a chance, because that's a big call. You must have been really grinding the gears and getting on everybody's nerves if that's the extent or the lengths that they went to remove you from that platoon. Oh well.
The traditional meal, the hangi, is cooked to perfection. Both recruits and instructors work as one to enjoy the fruits of their labour.
Boys, let's go, boys! Let's go in there!
It's almost like this is also my place and it's everyone's place. We no longer have to tiptoe around because you're the visitor and don't really know what you're doing.
That feed looks awesome.
It's so yum.
In the evening, the recruits gathered together in the meeting house, where they have to stand up and share their personal story.
Tēnei, ko te okai nui o taki tapu ai, ko te okai rangi, ko te okai nāku, tō tipuna a tāne nui arangi. Ka aputu tūra tangata ki te whai au ara ki te ao marama, tihei, mauri ora, wehi stoe te whaiti tōku ingoa.
Talo whalawa o lau ingoa o sefo so na lole Joseph. O lau whai o moi lava o se ngafu, te saume sa mo, fulwalu o tausanga. O le wenga o sau ele ami o te sau e suesinga wenga manuia, tau se e fwoi lau ainga.
Sweet, but you don't know me, last name's Piniha, first name's Sergeant. I was quite a small person when I joined BASA because there was breakfast, lunch and dinner. In 6 months I put on 30 kgs. Gotta love food, eh? Now trying to stop is the hard part.
Kia ora, ko Sophie Early takuinga no Otatahi aho, ko Ngāti Tūmatoinga toku iwi ho, ko Michael toku papa, ko Ali toku mama, ko Caitlin toku tuakana, no reira tēnā koutou katoa.
That's awesome. It would have been cool to hear some of the, I think the young German lady on there. She had spoken in her language, but I like the kōrero from Mr. Morrison. I can't remember what rank he was, talking about the eye of a needle and what colour thread can you put through it and all the different colours and bringing everybody together. That was nice. Nice symbolism there. I'd not heard that before, so it's cool to hear. Nice to see the guitar out and the fellas there standing up speaking, and also just, beautiful to see the young woman there look to use te reo Māori in her pepeha and introducing herself to everybody there. That's, respect. Very cool.
This whole exercise just reunified for me the fact that the army is about being around people and having a family, and coming to this marae where lots of recruits before us have been here as well. The whole sense of belonging is definitely there. Yeah.
Now once the lights go off, That's a light sergeant.
Sorry, I took it to the H.M.
Good night, sergeant.
All the methane gas that will be floating around in there during the nights. Crack up. And then that other fella, cheeky fella, when the lights go out and the old eyebrows.
Some of us have to get up early for work in the morning.
It's week 13 and the recruits will be heading out for the first time on an urban exercise. Recruit Tafaiti has been named second in charge, also known as 2IC, of his 10-person section.
Tino, come on now. Do you remember came off me for the ammo? Come again, please.
The 2ICs are starting to learn to take control and they're starting to manage themselves a little bit, which is awesome. For me, I use it as a reward. I said from the start that, if you get 2IC, then you've earned it. So it's sort of a goal for them.
Let's go now, please.
Also in Tafaiti's section is Lennox Wenitana, who's in charge of communications and the radio pack. But this morning there's been some confusion about what gear needs to be taken.
Sorry, you want to be patrolling with webbing, this mode, body armour and D-bags on the mob.
Next, that's the way that you don't want to speak, that's the way you say.
I don't know.
So you're taking the radio out of the D-bag.
So we have to take our wet.
So it's a big hassle, especially since I have to swap this out, and I've got to try to find ways to put a radio in a pack along with all the other things you're already taking. Everyone's kind of just stressing out because my section's in another room, and as a girl, they don't really come in too often, they keep forgetting we're in the section. You can tell throughout the ages, soldiers have been carrying more and more stuff, and it just makes it harder to actually fucking do whatever you're told for the task, because you're wearing so much stuff. And this is the hardest part. It's getting on your pants.
There is one recruit though that won't be taking part today. Te Onui Moore has decided to leave the army to look after his mother, who has been in a coma since he arrived.
I didn't recognise her straight away, but as soon as I spoke, she recognised my voice and she called out to me. And as soon as she said that, I knew that it was her and I felt more comfortable. I looked at her and I knew that if I was in the state that she was in, she would drop everything to look after me. So I really want to show her that I care for her and I want to go look after her. And initially I was just going to leave. Sergeant Pinau mentioned territorial forces and I just said, sweet, sign me up. If there's a way I can stay in the army and look after my mother, then I'll take that option. My mother means the world to me. And yeah, a career is an important thing, but family is always first. And that's what I believe strongly in. And my mum's the closest family member I'll ever have, so she's where I need to be right now. Yeah.
That is awesome. Sad to hear this for this young man here, but the mana to go look after your mum, not easy. I wonder if he's an only child or if he's got older siblings or if he's the oldest. I don't know. If she's got family members, but yeah, I can connect with what he's talking about. Being an only child myself and raised by my mum. Yeah, wow. One of the guys that did the first reckoning, I won't mention his name, but that's part of the reason why he ended up leaving the New Zealand Army, was to go look after, I think, both his parents who needed care. And so that was why he ended up leaving the New Zealand Defence Force to go look after his parents. But man, that's hard, man. Good on this young fella. Much respect and aroha to you and your whānau, young man. Well, you'll be a bit older now, but still a young man, I suppose, in comparison to me. Jeez. Tough.
As a major part of the 3-day exercise, the recruits have to learn how to handle threats and defend themselves in urban areas around the world.
And just patrol down here. 25-metre radius around you is clear of anything. Once you're there, you drop a knee, let the second know you're ready, make a decision, what are we up to? From here now, instead of just running like fucking a fitness training PT session, I want you like this, in the aim. No one's shooting at us, I don't want us running around like headless chickens yet. I want us deliberately moving.
So we've just got 5 metre spacing at the moment, just because we're in quite a dense place. It's just so that if someone pops out around the corner or drops some mortar or something on us, it doesn't destroy the whole section, it only kills maybe 1 or 2 of us.
The recruits are also taught to look for the enemy in house-to-house searches and how to find booby traps and hidden bombs.
Geez, they got really cool, what looks like really cool training facilities, or what they're using as training facilities. This wasn't part of the process when I went through basic training. Definitely wasn't embedded in part of infantry corps training. It's just a testament to how much the landscape has changed in conflict and battle, and the need to make sure that your conventional forces have got a level of understanding. It was always, and I think it still is today, but it was always stated you're a soldier first. So whether you were an ordnance corps, a cook, a driver, an administrator within the Defence Force, you're a soldier first, and hence why the basic training encompasses all those elements in and around being a soldier first. So this is cool. People can say what they want about the CQB aspects or the room combat. This is basic training, right? They're not in an infantry unit. They're not in an SF unit. This is young 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds up to, I think it said 39 years of age. I haven't seen anybody that looks that old in this in these 5 episodes so far that I've seen, apart from the probably the section commanders or some of them. So they're learning the basics. They're not being deployed straight into conflict or into battle right now. So learning the basics, it may not look fancy, it may not look pretty to some people, those sitting on the side or in the peanut gallery that might want to judge the way that they're holding the weapons, the way that they're entering a room, etc., etc. But they're learning the basics and getting a feel for what it could potentially be like. And it's cool to see the NZ Defence Force has been implementing this for a while, clearly.
Over the last probably 20 to 30 years, the dynamics in terms of modern warfare has changed quite a lot.
Back up, please.
The world's becoming increasingly urbanised and things can happen very quickly in the urban environment. And that means for the recruits is that they can't be micromanaged by their section commanders. They have to really self-lead.
And back at their base, the recruits are instructed on how to be part of a quick response team.
Those guys are out patrolling. If anything goes down, they need assistance. We're the guys who load up, go out, help them out. The longer they take to get in their vehicle, more time whoever it is that's in the shit out there is getting shot at and potentially losing lives. So the faster we can get out there to push that fight our way, the better.
It's a real testament, man, as I look at this, just in terms of how far things have come, how much change has happened and necessitated the need to improve basic training standards of core training, conventional tactics, and expand that scope and capability of the Defence Force in general. We never did any of this. As I look at that and then I see them getting the word and they're quickly getting their gear on, it reminds me of part of cycle, being in a holding area and your kit laid out neatly, knowing where everything is, ready to go. We're still in our black kit, but there was times where you could take off your body armor and leave everything sitting down, your gas mask, etc., everything there. And then when you get the crack or the go, you're up and getting that gear on, making sure that you've got everything ready to go, and then getting out onto the vehicles ready for whatever the call is, the immediate action or deliberate action onto a task. In this case here, looks like they're practicing for QRF or quick response or ready reaction force, whatever acronyms or analogies are used these days. It means the same thing, like that corporal was talking about. Team members are out, something's going wrong, they need help, you need to get your gear on and get there as fast as you can to support them. It's cool to see that happening here and the experiences that these young people are getting before they step foot into operations or into an active unit like an infantry unit or something like that.
The quick response team is on the way to help recruits who are being attacked. In charge of the section under fire is recruit Talia Duffy. Originally from Australia, Duffy agreed to join her girlfriend, who was in the New Zealand Army.
Pretty much everyone here knows, and it hasn't made an effect to being a gay female in the army, well, as a recruit, I should say. I haven't felt that I've been treated any differently.
I wouldn't imagine she'd be treated any differently, but it's nice to hear her say that she hasn't been.
The only person that I've had issues with was my mum. So my mum took like a while to come around to it. And she was like, I don't think you're that way inclined. Joining the army, also something she wasn't keen on. But now she sends me messages like saying how proud she is of me and how she knows I'll do well just because I do everything like to the best of my abilities. So she's definitely proud, even if she wouldn't like to admit it. She's come around a long way.
Following back up, we're going to head back to the FOB. Shake out, 5 metre spacings, go.
The recruits also learn how to check vehicles. Tafiti's section is tipped off about a dodgy white van, which contains some of the Army's finest actors.
Hey sir,
I'll taxi. I'll go through.
Come with me please.
I need to go.
Come with me please, boss.
Oh, this is not even my car. It's not even my car.
Claimed to be a taxi in the driver's boss's car.
I'm late. You there! I'm late.
Oh, keep your voice down, please.
You have to call my boss. He's gonna be mad. Look, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling customer mad. Very bad, very bad.
In the search, the recruits find a pistol. It's enough for the driver and passenger to be detained.
Bullshit! What? Off-key! I do nothing! You can't what? It's not my vehicle! What are they doing to us? Hey, taxi driver!
But what happens when someone won't cooperate?
He asked you to move over here, please.
Not good for business. You do what? You shoot me? You young boys, you can't shoot me.
For Taina Kiriona, arresting civilians is a far cry from what he did before joining up.
I worked as a lifeguard, pretty boring job. You don't do much, you just stand there and try not to look forward.
Why you have these guns in my face? Detain me, I don't care. Detain me, detain me. Detain me, I'm going.
On the ground, sir, get on the ground. I don't know how I got to the army either, eh? I was just sort of scrolling through and for some reason I just thought, nah, I don't want to live in Auckland. I'm going to apply for the army instead.
What happened now? Can I go?
You can stand up and put your stuff back in.
I initially applied for a position as an officer. They sat me down at the end of it and they're like, oh, we'll take you, but we don't want to take you as an officer. We reckon you'll be a better soldier. And I was like, you're all right, fair enough.
Sir, comply.
Good on him, man. Credit to him for putting his hand up and looking to step into an officer role as a leader. It makes me laugh because I think of my mum's counsel to me to join the army as an engineer to get a trade, and I did the test and yet didn't do very well. The fella come back out and says, "Yeah, let me know. Oh, you haven't done well enough, basically to go in as a tradie, but you can join infantry." And I had a good mate of mine, Sean Harris, who was pretty much the same, who had similar sort of response from the recruiter when he went through in the area. I think he went through his recruitment in Masterton, maybe, and mine was done in Gisborne on the East Coast. But yeah, hard case. I tried, Mum. I still think she doesn't believe me to this day, but yeah, I tried and just failed.
How'd you hit? Get your knees. Get your knees. I was a bit gutted, I was a bit disappointed. I was a bit moody for the following week. And after that, just cheered up. I was like, doesn't matter, sweet. I'm a soldier now. All good. As to going to war, hope we don't have to go to war someday.
Keep your hands in here, please.
I don't want to kill someone, but I join a trade that trains in killing people. But I know what I've signed up for anyway. So if I have to go to war, then you have to go to war. Just do a good job of it.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? This is democracy! Benefit!
Very rude. Very. Do not touch the bed.
It's day 2 of the urban exercise, and Tawhaiti's section are cooped up inside while waiting for instructions. Tiredness and fatigue are starting to affect morale.
I don't care. Actually, I haven't read something than you have.
She don't care. One more night.
Elsewhere, the other platoons are being sent on a mission to find the enemy and what to do if they get involved in a house-to-house firefight.
We'll do a quick recce of the area and then we'll deal with whatever situation arises.
Using a mock village made up of containers, recruits discover the kind of urban...
Wow. That's cool. We didn't have anything like that. I mean, it would likely pale in comparison to other militaries around the world with regards to their resources and facilities for training. But I think that's awesome. Does the job. It would do the job well. We didn't have anything like that when I went through basic training. So it's just cool to see the investment put in to try to help train the NZ Army or the soldiers in the New Zealand Army to bring them up to a basic standard, minimum standard, so that they can then have that foundation and build from. Oh, yeah.
and battle conditions they'll find overseas.
When the rest of the sections come through, they actually have like a live threat that they have to go through and clear. Gives them more to think about, which puts a bit more pressure on them, which is what we're after, keep them under pressure.
Just quick, high target. Launch and shoot! Launch and shoot!
At the start, I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, I just didn't know.
Deer in headlights, eh? You do get some of those people, just even on the basic that I was on without this type of environment. So I can only imagine what she must have been feeling or how she must have felt when she's talking like that.
Kind of have to assess the situation in like a split second.
Kangaroo, what's up? See anything? 34, Roger. I've got one enemy. My 12 o'clock.
As the recruits move through the village, the enemy are overcome and they gradually give up one by one.
Go at that door! Right door! Incoming!
On your knee!
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on your knee!
What's the big thing that came out of that one? Hectic as fuck, eh? Shit going on everywhere. Okay, that's why urban fighting is probably the most complex there is. And you got to have your shit head on a swivel, always thinking, always talking to your mates. Don't get caught up in that excitement, yeah? Fucking let them know who's boss.
The treatment of those surrendering enemy party was very nice, I must say. Yeah, you definitely the nuisance that they've made to you, and thinking of other enemy parties, not during my basic training, but other times down the track. When you go enemy party, man, you treat them like their enemy, still with a level of restraint, but a lot, let's say, firmer than what I saw there.
It's 6 a.m. and dawn is just breaking. While the recruits are waking up at their operating base, the instructors have planned a sneaky surprise attack. Watching the battle, the officers check which recruits have been shot by the enemy. They then tell them what their injuries are, or if they've been killed.
Down! Put them off!
Come on, man, that fella that's dragging the other person. Holy hecker.
All the casualties from 3 section. Pretty sad day for us. Mates gonna miss us.
Going good? So far, I just died, so probably not good then.
As the injuries and dead mount up, one of the few recruits left in the front line is 18-year-old Chrysler Goodley.
We're just watching our arcs because there's no contact at the moment, just waiting for someone to pop up. And if so, suppress them, let everyone know, then try and take them out.
So I was raised by my dad and my stepmom. Then about 2 years ago, they moved to Australia and I stayed at home because I knew that I wanted to come to the army. I'm going to be a chef. Chefing's going to be my trade. I chose it because I wanted qualifications for if something happens, I've got something to fall back on when I leave. Yeah, so just being able to get out of home and start like living off my own accord, even though I'm still in barracks, like it's sort of like a step to getting my own house and family and whatnot.
It's cool to hear. It's nice to hear him thinking that way too of what happens ahead. I was listening to him speak earlier, and the distractions, I think, was what he was talking about, and being switched from another platoon. I would have been surprised if he was going into a combat role or a combat unit or an infantry unit. So, yeah, I think Chef seems like it suits him.
Good ammo! What are you fucking doing? Do your drills properly, you dumb fuck! Let's go!
I don't really feel like a soldier yet, because the corporals and stuff, they're on another level. Like you just see the way they work. Whoa, can I do that? And you're like, nope. They're from another world, I guess.
No, they're from the same world. They would have made similar stuff-ups. Maybe not the same, maybe similar. Maybe they didn't make many stuff-ups. But yeah, they would have all been, or they've all been in the position that you've been in with regards to their basic training and some of the stress and pressure and getting yelled at, sworn at, whatever, being called a ball bag, nutsack, and everything else in between.
I lost my finger.
While gaining valuable lessons from the urban exercises, the recruits have also made some embarrassing and deadly mistakes.
You need to identify their vehicle before you start popping rounds into it, okay? If we shoot civilians that aren't part of this exercise, you'll end up in military prison.
I counted 6 civilian casualties from when you guys arced up the LMGI van that came to fucking work. Don't fucking laugh. They were unarmed, they weren't even part of the fucking exercise. Oh, I had 4 rifles abreast pumping rounds into them. Not fucking good enough.
Jeez, this is a good briefing. You can see why. I think this is one of the officers. Can't remember. But yeah, geez, he looks like one of the recruits, when I'm looking at him. Good letting these young recruits know, though. Yeah, not good. You don't just go pumping rounds off into a vehicle, especially if you haven't identified a threat. But they'll learn from it. That's what basic training and these scenarios and that sort of stuff is for.
ID your targets. Almost half the world's population now lives in some form of urban environment. So the skills that you have learned over the last few days are essential for you to be able to do your job. We've only got a few weeks left in the course before you get to graduate and march out in front of your family, friends and whānau, okay? But we need you to be operating way up.
Whānau. Why you fellas still say whānau? Just far no. You know how to say no, far and no. And just put those two together. Instead of bloody far now. Anyway, that's my little rant.
Here. So what I want you to now think about as you're doing their cleanup is, what lesson did you personally learn that you need to improve on?
Kind of just makes you think, like, when you're out in an actual real situation, you don't have time to muck around, you don't have time to just stand there and go, you know, like it's in, out. It happens really fast and it goes 0 to 100 really quickly. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Coming up next week.
It's a good morning for a back match.
Hold on to the
What would my mum say if I gave up? Oh, God.
Oh, could see a few tears and some sobbing there. I think that was the young lady from Australia that's come over to be with her partner here in the New Zealand Army. But enjoyed that. Yeah, lots of changes, lots of additional skills and training being provided to basic recruits here in the New Zealand Defence Force, stuff that wasn't included or incorporated, definitely not during my basic training and not even included during my infantry corps training. So cool to see, but not surprising given the landscape changes of warfare and modern conflict and all that sort of stuff, as one of the sergeants or corporals mentioned in this video anyway. Anyway, enjoyed that. Thank you for your time and for your support as always. Much appreciated. With that being said, the message is always the same. Any challenges, difficulties, trials that you may be going through, just encourage you to keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other, take one day at a time. Know and trust that things can do and will get better if you want them to. The sun will shine again. Those better days are closer than you think, and there is a light at the end of that long, dark and seemingly lonely and miserable tunnel. I promise you that. So as always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation and gratitude for you all.